Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Princess Janet, and thank you for watching. If this is your first time of watching my video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video also. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it. And today, I'm going to be talking about a very important topic. It's more or less like a pandemic that is going about in Christian community, Christian churches, and most importantly, Nigerian Christian movies. And that is the pandemic of blaming the woman for the husband infidelity, blaming the woman for the husband cheating and sexual immorality. And what made me had enough of all this is I watched a Monzanian movie. It's a recent one. It's titled Stranded. And the whole concept about that movie is just so wrong, like completely wrong. Like a lot of things was wrong with that movie. And this is like the second movie that I would say I have watched that I have, you know, some different opinion about it. Mount Zion Christian movies have been wonderful. They've been producing a lot of Christian movies for years, and it has blessed a lot of souls. I watched their movie a lot, and it has also blessed me in a lot of ways. But if you see something that is not correct, it is not wrong as Christians, to discuss it and address it. And this I want to address. So that movie, if you have not watched it, go and watch it. It's on their YouTube channel, Damilola Mike Bamiloye's channel. And I'll just summarize the movie. So the movie is about a couple. The husband was cheating, and the wife caught him cheating, and then he started begging to forgive me, blah blah blah. And the woman was like, no, she's not going to forgive him. She carried her bags and that of her children and left the house with a friend. A friend came to pick her up. And this movie it wasn't shot in Nigeria, it was shot in like USA, in a developed country. And that's one of the number one number one hero. There is no woman in the developed world that the husband will cheat on her and she will pack her load and leave the house. It is the man that will be chased out of the house. Yeah. So if you're a man, you're watching this, it is the man that will chase be chased out of the house in a developed world. If it's a Nigeria setting, fine, I can go with that. The woman might leave the home by herself. The man is not going anywhere because he believes he's always right, and that house belongs to him, and everybody's going to support him. But in a developed world, which that movie was shot, there is no woman that will leave her house, the developed world, and go and be squatting somewhere with the children. It's not even possible at all. So that's one number one hero in that movie. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of Nigerian men don't want to take their wives abroad, or those that are already taking their wife abroad, they will I say they regret it, or they complain a lot. I've had a lot of complaints from Nigerian men that are abroad and have one or two things to say, because abroad the law is there, and I would say it's a woman's word in developed country. Unlike in Nigeria, where it's a man's word, you can do anything and get away with it. In developed country, you can't do that. So if you are cheating on your wife in a developed country, she has the right to chase you out of the home. You're beating her, hurting her, violence, domestic violence, she will call the police on you and they will arrest you. That cannot happen in Nigeria. A lot of domestic violence cases goes unsolved, goes under the carpet in the police station and everything. But in the developed world, that can't happen. So back to this stranded story. So the woman left the house and went to her friend's house, and her friend was supporting her, blah blah blah. And her dad was also around, came from Nigeria, and she was discussing with her dad that she would divorce her husband. And every single person that was counseling her in that movie was blaming her and saying she is the one at fault for the husband cheating. Her father blamed her, the husband blamed her, their pastor blamed her, every single person blamed her, that she was the one that caused the man cheating, that caused the man to cheat. And one of the excuses that the man gave was that the woman said that her body was not made for sex, and he married her as a virgin. And it took 3 weeks before he could break her virginity, to break her hymen. And to him, that was part of the excuse of cheating. And that the woman said she can't have sex more than 3 times in a month, blah 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 blah. To address that, it is wrong for you as a woman to deny your husband sex. It's in the Bible. As a man, you are not supposed to deny your wife's sex. As a woman, you're not supposed to deny your husband's sex. But if there is a situation where one partner is denying the other partner sex, the solution to that problem is not for you to go and cheat on your partner. There are thousands of other ways you're supposed to address it. There are thousands of solutions you're supposed to what? To look at to try and solve that problem. It is a problem that you're supposed to solve together and attack that problem, not you going out to cheat. So it is the most used excuse for Nigerians, for men, even Christian men, that they use to what? To cheat. And in almost all the movies, in Nigerian movies, it is always the man that cheats, and they expect the woman to forgive and take her back, which is fine. Forgiveness is a must in marriage. You at least see a Nigerian movie where the woman cheated or got pregnant for someone else outside in the marriage, and then come back and the man is asked to forgive. She will be sent out of that home. Even I've not even seen any Christian movie that hacked something like that. And say the husband should forgive and put the blame of the woman's cheating on the man. No, they will put the blame on the woman for cheating, which is the right thing to do. The person that cheated should be the one to carry the blame, because why will you cheat on your partner? You sign for better for worse, you sign to be faithful to that partner, so you have no reason to cheat. And there are thousands of things that can happen in marriage that might not allow you to have sex with your partner. As a man yourself, you can fall sick, you can get involved in an accident that paralyzes you and make you impotent. That does not give the woman an excuse to go and cheat. You guys are married. You have to what? Find a way to make that marriage work. It doesn't mean that because of that, the woman have an excuse to go and cheat. Same thing for a man. Because your woman cannot have sex with you, maybe she's sick and bedridden for a while, or maybe she just gave birth to a child, and normally when you give birth to a child, you have to wait for like 6 to 8 weeks before you have sex. And then because of that 8 weeks, you cannot wait because you would die. You don't have sex, then you want to go and cheat. There are a lot of things in marriage that you cannot control, that might make you not be able to have sex with your partner. At that time, you have to be able to control yourself and not go and cheat on your partner. And then if there are cases where the man is denying the wife sex or the wife is denying the man sex, most of the cases is sometimes the woman denying the man sex. Why? You need to get to the root of that problem. Why is your wife denying you of sex? In this stranded story, the woman got married as a virgin. Okay, she doesn't really know much about sex. You were the first person she had sex with. We don't know if the man was also a virgin and maybe that was his own first sex too. We don't know. But it takes a lot of effort, number one, to disvirgin a woman. So the man was saying it took 3 weeks. There are people that it took 3 months before they were able to disvirgin their wife. It's still not an excuse for you to go and cheat on her. And there are cases where it took 1 year. At least I saw one story, was it on YouTube? Yeah, of a lady that it took 1 year. She had a condition that is called vaginosmus or something. I can't really pronounce it very well. That's it's a condition that tightens the vagina. It doesn't make it elastic and open as it's supposed to be. And it was difficult for her to be this virgin for a whole year after marriage. Let's assume the man was also a virgin and he was keeping himself for marriage and he was finally married. Yeah, we're gonna have sex, and he had to wait for 1 year before he could disvirgin the wife. Does that give him an excuse to go and cheat? No, it doesn't. You have to solve that problem together. So if your wife is a virgin and after you disvirgin her, there were a lot of pain and a lot of things. There are a lot of things you need to do as a man. You guys should sit your wife down, communicate your needs to her, and read books even before you get married. It's one of the things you should do before you get married. Few weeks to your marriage, few weeks to the wedding. Husband, the two couples should start learning about sex, especially if you've not had sex before. If you've kept yourself, which is what God expects from all Christians, you guys should start reading books on sex, Christian books on sex. about what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it, because that will help in a lot of ways, a lot of ways, and it will ease a lot of tension surrounding sex. So if your wife is a virgin, you disvirgin her, and maybe she's not enjoying the sex. That might be the reason why she's, denying you sex. It's not an excuse, but it might be the reason. If someone is enjoying something, there is high probability for her to come back for more. Research has shown that only 30% of women reach orgasm by penetration. Only 30%. And God has so designed sex in such a way that for a man, you will always reach orgasm, unless you are impotent. You will always come when you have sex. It is not what the same thing for a woman. It takes some extra work for some women. It takes some extra work for some women to reach orgasm. There are some women that have not even reached orgasm before in their life, and they've been married for years. Such a person will not be interested in sex because it doesn't, how will I call it? She doesn't find any enjoyment in it. And sex is supposed to be for pleasure. It's supposed to be enjoyable. It's supposed to be something a woman enjoy. If she's not enjoying that sex, there is a high probability that she's not going to come back for more. It's as simple as that. So as a man, if that is the situation for your wife, you guys need to seek help. There are sex therapies. There are people that specialize in this aspect. You need to seek for professional help, even as Christians. Instead of going outside to go and cheat on your wife or your husband, seek for help. Another reason why some women may not enjoy sex is probably she was circumcised, which right now, at least a lot of people are more enlightened about that it is wrong for you to circumcise a female child. But there are some people that have been circumcised before. So if your wife is circumcised, it might also be a part of the reason why she's not enjoying it. It might take you to do extra work for you to pleasure her before you go to the main penetration sex. So all these things are what I expect Christians to talk about. Maybe there's nothing that stops churches from organizing sex, talk about sex for married couples. There are a lot of things some married Christian couples don't know about. And church is not just for, how will I call it, spiritual alone. We're not supposed to be, it's not supposed to be all about spiritual. Fine, spiritual is good, but it's also God that created sex. So it is also part of our lives as Christians, especially as married Christians, to talk about. So going back to the movie, everybody blamed that woman for her husband cheating on her. And in that movie, one thing that was annoying was that nobody tried to even understand how that woman was feeling. Everybody was just bombarding her with calls and counsel of, you are the one to blame, you're supposed to forgive her, forgive him. Yeah, a wise woman builds her home. So what does a wise man do? He cheats. And then the wise woman forgive and build her home. Because I don't understand. Nobody, they tried a little to blame the man for a while, but at the end of the day, and the man in the movie too was not carrying out any reasonable way to ask for forgiveness. It's not by you going to the wife's friend's house and creating a scene saying you want to see your children, blah blah blah. You did not take. It doesn't look like someone that was remorseful. There are several things you can do for as a man. If you fell into temptation, you cheated on your wife, and there's a difference between you cheating on your wife and you falling into temptation. Sometimes it can happen as a man. You fell into temptation and you have sex with another woman, and then you knew you've done something wrong. You repented of your sin to God. You confessed to your wife, and it all, you guys try and settle it. But this one was not a one time thing. You were having an affair with another woman. It was a constant thing. You guys meet in hotels. So this one is not that you fell into temptation. This one is that you are sitting and swimming in the temptation and the sin of adultery and lust. So I don't know. I feel like some Christian things women don't have feelings or they don't have blood flowing through their veins. You don't expect the woman to just forgive and forget like that. And the woman said she has forgiven him and all that, but she still wanted a divorce. You, as the man, you are the one that will not try to win back your wife. It's not by blaming her. It's not by bombarding her with or harassing her in your friend's house. You need to go back to God, repent of your sin, pray for you. Nobody prayed for that woman in that movie. Not a single person prayed for her. Not the husband, not the pastor, not the father. All of them were just blaming her. You need, as a man, if you fell into adultery and you really want your wife to forgive you, you first of all repent. There was no place where that man repented or cried to God that God should forgive him of what he has done. No, they were just bombarding the woman with calls and counsel. Nobody tried to understand how she was feeling. Nobody tried to even say, no, I know how you feel. I know you are hot. I know this is not easy for you. Everybody was just trying to, gaslight her. Seriously, that was what they were doing: emotional blackmail and gaslight. She could change her mind not to divorce if she sees that this man is truly remorseful, he has repented of his sin, and is ready to build his family again. As a man or a woman, if you cheat on your partner, you have reduced the trust and love to probably zero. And that means you have a lot of work to be able to earn that trust again from your partner, and that love again. And it's not going to be something you do for one day or something you do in a month. It will take months for you to be able to build that trust again and that love. Even if she has forgiven you, even if he has forgiven you, you need to be able to prove to her that you have really changed and that you really deserve that forgiveness. And then another thing about that movie, where they ended the movie that the friend she was staying with, also I think she was a side chick to a married man, and the man was around. So the friend now told her that she had to leave her house. And then the woman was like, you didn't tell me you were married before, blah blah blah. And then that was when she now went back to the husband to go and beg the husband for them to work out their marriage. And by the time she got there, the husband already brought in the side chick into their house. It's Everything happened in less than 1 month in that movie. Less than 1 month, you beg your wife. It wasn't even begging. And she has not forgiven you. Her mind is, she's still hurt by what you did. And within 1 month, you already brought in side chick. And then she now went to her father's to visit her father in the hospital, and like, Dad, I'm stranded. Seriously, that movie was annoying. Number one, you won't be stranded if you've chased that man out of his house when you found out he cheated. He's the one that is supposed to be stranded. And number two, I don't know what message Montaigne was trying to pass in that movie. Is he okay as a man, you cheat, and then you bring in your side chick as a Christian? And this man was a Christian, a worker, a Sunday school teacher in that movie. And then you brought in your side chick into the home. So the whole movie was just trying to portray that as a woman, if your husband cheats on you, you just have to forgive and forget and forgive him, whether you like it or not, and continue to build your own, which is fine. I have no problem with forgiveness, but there are things that they should have done in that movie that would have helped that woman to what? To forgive. See, we are not God. It's God that can just forgive and forget and wipe our slate clean. As human being, even if you forgive, the memory of that pain and the hurt will still be there for a long while. It will still linger. It will. And I'm still waiting for when Nigerian Christian movies will act the one where the woman cheated, got pregnant, brought the pregnancy home, and they ask the man to forgive and they blame the man for the cheating. Or a case where a Christian man found out that his 3 children were all, none of the children were his. The woman was cheating throughout and brought pregnancy from elsewhere. And the man found out, and they asked the man to forgive her and continue the marriage, which is okay. But you will never see such a movie in Nigerian Christian movie. No, 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 no. What you will see is always the man cheating, the woman must forgive and continue that marriage, or the man eating hard, domestic violence, and expected to forgive. This was the same thing that there was this movie to Prophet Suddenly that went to go and sleep with this strange woman. They also tried to portray that the wife, denied him of sex because he came back 1 o'clock on Sunday, on a Sunday night. He went to work. After he went to work, he went out with his friend and then came back by 1. I wanted to have sex with the wife, and the woman said no. And then again, another time he wanted to have sex, the woman was on that period. And because of that, there was justifiable reason for him to go and cheat. And they were even asking that who was to blame for the man cheating. Is it the wife or the friend that advised him? There was no, they didn't put the man there. And seriously, this shouldn't surprise us, because from the beginning, remember when Adam ate that fruit and their eyes opened and God came and said, Adam, where are you? What did Adam say? Adam said, it is the woman you gave me. That is where the whole Genesis started. Adam was the father of shifting blame. And that is why we are here. Maybe if he acknowledged that he was wrong, maybe God would have, forgiving them and not giving them all the cost that is affecting us today. But no, Adam shifted the blame to the wife. But God knew. That's something about God. God is not partial. God is not like us. It's not like we human beings that will be blaming the woman for the man's cheating or blaming the woman for whatever the man did. In a Christian home, the man is the head of that home, the spiritual head of that home. And as the head, he has the authority, the responsibility, and the accountability. The accountability means that whatever happened in that home, the first person God is going to ask is the man. So as a man, you cheated on your wife, if God is going to question you first and say, why did you cheat on your wife? When David cheated with Bathsheba and committed adultery, who did God go to? Was it Bathsheba? No, it was David, because it was the man. Who did God punish? It was David, because it was the man. But if it was the society of today and the Christian community of today, they will blame Bathsheba. They'll say, why was she bathing outside, inside her compound? Why was she bathing? And blah, blah, blah. But that is not the same for God. God will put the blame on the right person that is supposed to carry the blame. And we should start doing that. The more we put the blame on the right person, the more infidelity and cheating will eradicate in Christendom. When we make movies that hold men accountable, we preach messages that hold men accountable of their action, it will reduce what? Cheating, infidelity in marriage. And a lot of things, another things that Christian community needs to do is, or churches, is to organize sex talk for couples, because sex is one of the reasons why there are a lot of broken homes. Sex, money, and some other things. Sex is very important. And you will be amazed that a lot of couples that have been married for years, there are things that they don't even know about sex, and it's affecting a lot of homes. Everybody's just covering it up. But if we talk more about it, if Christians talk more about sex and discuss more about it with married couple, the better it will be, seriously. And that is what I expect. And that is what we should do. So if you're watching this video and you have any issues in your marriage relating to sex, whether it's your wife or your husband that is denying you of sex, this is a call for you to address that. Number one, you start communicating with your partner. If you are the wife or the husband, like, say, we need to talk about our sexual life. Say the things that you have noticed, the things you don't like, the things you guys need to improve on. Try to solve it yourself. And if you can't solve it yourself, seek for professional help. And that will be all for today. So, if you're watching this video, drop a comment. What do you guys think? Do you have any other, opinion to share about this topic? I would like to hear more about it in the comment section. All right, thank you guys for watching. If you have not subscribed to my video, this is another opportunity. I'm reminding you, subscribe right now. And see you next time. Bye. Woo.